Travis Wayne Goodsell. It's Jasmine time. It's 1 o'clock. Day has flown by, as I had to also catch up on what I missed in the news because of the bombshell last night. The first ever Mormon apostle ordained before sustained. And nobody seems to care or know anything about that. So, yeah, Mormons don't believe me when I say I'm the foremost Mormon scholar. And here's just another example of how they don't know Mormonism and why the press does not investigate the church. Because the church threatens everybody in Utah. If you investigate the church as a journalist reporter, the church will threaten you to cease and desist all investigations, or you will be terminated and your life ruined and destroyed. Right, Sean Reyes? Yep, even government. And so, yeah, I'm glad that I've been able to help James and Jasmine make the informed choice to not join the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Because any church that acts like a criminal mafia crime organization is obviously not true. And so those little teeny boppers knocking on their door and filling their heads full of the white supremacist hate that the church had taught them, it's even more appalling that those missionaries can't go, wait a minute, we're still talking about fence sitters when it's no longer before 1978. That whole fence sitting thing is supposed to be done away with. Even Bruce R. McConkie came out and said, ignore what I said. I've had to edit my book yet again and have removed it. And yet, Mormons still perpetuate it. When Bruce R. McConkie said, nope, things have changed, I no longer believe that. I have to now because I'm being threatened not to believe that anymore. Oh, dear God. It is just abominable. And it's more abominable that Mormons know these things are abominable and won't leave the church. They won't free themselves from bondage. And this is the whole thing with verse 40 in the 1838 history that Joseph Smith gave. Even though it got messed with by the Danites, it's still plain and precious enough that Mormons can clearly read in verse 19 of the first vision that Christianity is an abomination and that Jesus is an abomination. That's in verse 19. What do you think the creed means? The creed is Jesus. Joseph Smith calls Jesus an abomination. And what do we call the name of his church now? Oops. Abominable. That Mormons would betray their founder like that. And they all act ignorant. Well, it's Jesus. And they get mad at me. And so now I have others, I have the whole world now hunting me, not just Mormons ordered by the church. Isn't that great? Everybody wants to murder me. But I will not deny, not to my dying breath. The church was attempting to murder me, and I would not concede and deny Joseph in the Book of Mormon. So you think you are not going to produce the same results that you were going to get me to confess? You're going to get me to wet my pants and beg for mercy that I will deny. Save my life. God. I know too much to deny, and I've lost it all. The church has already destroyed me because I will not deny the truth. But Mormons are cowards who caved. And the harvest is over now, and the consequences are upon us. So, yeah. James and Jasmine did the right thing. They studied rather than trusted the missionaries to just read, ponder, and pray and get the right feeling. They studied. They gained intelligence, Mormons, where you lose intelligence by reading, pondering, and praying. And Jasmine is about to get to that, as she's said that she's about to start with the Pearl of Great Price in her studies now. And so she'll get to chapter 3 in the book of Abraham, talking about intelligence. And there she will see her, and there she will see James. And it will completely confound the Mormons who think that they were fence sitters in the premortal council in heaven. Because who gained intelligence? James and Jasmine. Who lost intelligence? Mormons. Mormons are the fence sitters. And if I were to tell you about the learning of the Jews, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's talking about right now. It's not about literal history billions of years ago. As there are some who are trying to reconcile it, trying to claim that, yes, archaeologists do say that the earth is a billion plus years old, but Adam and Eve still were 4,000 BCE, according to Usher, whatever his name is, who created it. Dear God. You pick and choose what science you want to trust and believe in. Can't do that. And so, Jasmine reached out in an email and thanked me for the playlist, especially for her. Especially for Jasmine. There's the title. Because the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has especially for youth every summer in August for teenagers to come to BYU and be further indoctrinated with little cute honey bunnies to distract us men. To think that everything's fine, nothing to see in the church, don't study, just read, ponder, and listen, and get the right feeling. She's the one for me. Should that be the theme song? Especially for Jasmine. That's Gaston. Okay. Because if I don't write them down, I will forget. Because my associative memory is what helps keep me up to date with my brain. My brain is processing information faster than the fastest person alive. And so what comes out of my mouth was already thought of 10 hours ago. And so what I speak is can often be incomplete. And you'll notice I often go on side tangents, but it all applies to the video topic. But yeah, I've already thought in my mind what I thought I said. And so this is one of the weaknesses in speaking with you, rather than having a script and reading from the script and doing a fancy presentation with dancing girls and Muppets and pictures and GIFs and video clips right next to me. Which, yeah, if I knew how to do that, I would do that. But you get what you get. And so, yeah, Jasmine and James were inspiring. And as long as the photos of them and their channel is not a fake channel, it doesn't matter. Because they are able to provide me with video topics for Mormons. You see, James and Jasmine are the woman at the well. Jesus says, I'm not here for you. I'm only here for the Jews. And she was able to convince him that she too was interested in what he had to say. And I don't think Jasmine has 8 husbands, though. Or how many husbands she had had. But it's that concept of the message is for the whole world, whoever will listen. But it's specifically for the Mormons because it's the Mormons who are currently in bondage to the great and abominable church. That's what it means, Mormons. When the church threatens you to obey them and pay them, that makes them the great and abominable church, as the Book of Mormon tells you they are. But you deny the Book of Mormon over the church. You betray Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon with your denials. And so she continues to go on. You have no idea of just how much you have helped me understand things I have problems with. That was a vague, but a situation where I now need to know what those problems are. I mean, you don't just drop a bombshell like that and leave it hanging. What kind of problems are you dealing with? Dear God. James and I feel that we are learning more, not just about Mormonism and Christianity, but about life in general. Cool. You are truly amazing and really sweet. No, you are really sweet. That might not mean much coming from a 28-year-old girl. Yeah, you're not a girl. If you're 28, you're no longer a girl. You're a young woman. But you're really helping and teaching. And that's sweet. But yes, it means a lot. Alright. So, on the LDS Missionaries Getting Burned video, she makes a comment. Hello, Travis. OMG. Thank you for clearing that up for us. Okay. Like I said, it's associative memory. What comes out of my mouth is immediately forgotten, but I remember doing this video because of the picture. I remember making that picture. And so I associate making the picture with the content of the video, with the title helping me out. But to quote my talk, my video presentation, no, impossible. I won't do it. I refuse. I will not memorize. And so I'll just have to take your word for it. We thought it was them trying to explain a literal Jesus in that book. And so that helps me understand what it was you're asking. James asked, did you ever get the Christmas editions of the JCPenney and Sears catalogs? Yeah. And so to refresh other people's memory on this, I'm into women's fashion. Have been since I was a little kid, before puberty. That's how early my mom was doing this for us. She got the Sears catalog in the mail, and when the new one came, she got the old one, plopped it on the kitchen table, had us 4 kids at the time. I actually started with 3 because Tara Lynn was still a little too young. And but over the years, she was old enough to join in too. And the Sears catalog was the project where we were to go through and tear out pictures and cut them out and make picture collages with them. And so it was intended that we would go through the furnishings and if there were any toys, go through that too. And so when I would get it, I would keep searching through the whole thing. Why stop at furnishings? And yeah, that led later in life to pursue interior design, which I was the only male in the all-female class at Rick's College. And the teacher made a joke about me being the only guy, as if all these other women were now going to want me. Not a single one of them talked with me. That's how lonely it was. You know, women think that, you know, that guy. And yeah. No. The best advantageous position in the universe, but not among Mormons. And so yeah, I never even got to talk with a female. I guess everybody assumed some other girl was going to do it. And so nobody did it. So sick and wrong. But yeah, we got the Christmas editions also with the toys and other gifts. And so yeah, when that came out, those Christmas editions were instead for us to make a Christmas list of a few things that we wanted for Christmas. But I went through and said, I want this, and this, and this, pages long. And I gave it to my mom, and I was first. And Christmas time comes along, and I got socks and underwear. Talk about crushing a child's dream, as my siblings got toys that they wanted. And my mom said, your list was too long, so I threw it away. So going back to something happy that also was ruined by my mom was the regular editions of the Sears and JCPenney catalogs. I found women in various stages of fashion. Not just clothing, but yes, swimsuits and underwears. Porn. And I was fascinated. I already had a connection, emotional, spiritual connection with women because of the tragedy with Beth, as she was sexually assaulted on our way to school. And then there was Sonia Holyoke, who were, she was I guess it was actually, well, she was across, yeah. The Sister Holyoke, as we call in the Mormon Church, whatever her original maiden name was, I don't think I ever knew, because she was always Sister Holyoke. So, Kathy, I think it was Kathy Holyoke, maybe. She lived right next door to my mom's family's mansion there in the Ventura Hills. And so they grew up, were bestest buddies until my mom abandoned the home and went to go get married to a patriarchal authority who would dominate her in the marriage. Just as the church wants it. Because it was obey in that temple text. That's why it's the law of obedience. Why is it the law of obedience when they don't say obey? What's wrong with hearkening to the counsel of the Lord? What's wrong with that? Oh, you youngsters, you have no clue. Poor young women. It doesn't make sense why women are Mormon. You're in bondage, women. And yet, you've been turned into weapons in your hostage situation. You have done the Stockholm Syndrome, and you're not only empathizing with your hostage takers, you are actually committing the crime with them. That goes beyond the Stockholm Syndrome. But, yeah, as a Mormon, the image of women is evil. And you guys know, the church, they tell you, stay away from porn. Well, what do they mean by porn? Well, anything sexual. Well, what's sexual? The sexes are male or female. So any image of a female is therefore sexy? And therefore porn? What about statues, paintings, drawings? And how are they different than photographs and videos? You seriously gonna try to explain that swimsuits and underwear are porn? Women are covering up. Which was interesting. I've had dreams that I remember when I wake up, and was big in interpreting dreams, and I noticed after I had gotten married to Stephanie that my dreams about a woman's body got more graphic after the marriage. Before that, I had no clue what a woman looked like. I really should sleep my life away. My dream world is so much more exciting. Women love me in my dreams. And so, yeah, with all of the threats and the lies and the denials of our bodies and our sexuality and science and truth and intelligence, that really wears us down. As I see too many women who go to the beach or go to a pool and they're layered. And I'm surprised they're even able to swim or float with all those layers of clothing. It's sad. And thinking back on the puberty years, there were lots of girls who were shy and timid and afraid that they were blossoming. And it was physically, visibly apparent that they were blossoming. And many of them became introverted after that. Religion does damage, not just the church. Society run by religion does damage. And I see that damage in Mormon women, in women who get attacked by YouTube for just being women. It is sad. And so, yeah, the pictures of the women, I had to stash them, to hide them, so that nobody would see. Wait until the magazine catalogs and the newspaper ads were put in the recycle bin. Go through it, pull them out, and hide them. My own little fashion plates collection, having to hide it because of the evil of other people taught by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And despite my mom catching me with my stash, when my uncle decided he was going to turn gay and abandon his family, my parents were told by the church that they had to be concerned about their own boys being gay. The church would have combined Relief Society and priesthood meetings where the church would provide special instructions to parents. And one such was on the gay agenda in the 80s. And so, despite my mom knowing that I liked women, nevertheless, my dad comes bursting into my room one morning. This was in the Corona apartment, or Corona house. My dad made the room just for me. And came in with the Farrah Fawcett poster. And shoved her in my face. Do you think she's pretty? Do you like her? This is creepy, Dad. You didn't bother to teach me sex ed that one day in the Placentia home, where Mom told my sisters the word penis. That was the one thing that Tiffany understood from that sex ed talk. Mom said penis. All we got was, at your age, you'll wet the bed during your sleep. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And away he went to his master bedroom. And I'm just standing there with my brother and going, my brother was fully attentive, wanting to learn, and that was it. I'd already been in puberty since the summer of 1980, when I was 10 years old. Associative memory, I remember. And so, yeah, it was a couple years after that they pulled that stunt on us. And so, yeah, it was different projects. And the Christmas editions were a different project than the regular one. And so, yeah, after talking about that in the previous video, I checked for the one particular meme talking about the Sears catalog. And it was a person who said that the 1989 Sears catalog was the one that got him by. Oh, he's so young. I was the late 70s into the early 80s catalogs. And as I'm searching for it online in the picture searches, I'm seeing all of these other catalog pages and going, I remember all of these women. I remember all of you. Literally, my associative memory, I am able to remember. And so, yeah, memory lane. I know you all, women. And so it is different, because when I took pictures of my family, they were people I knew. And it's different, because when I know the person, there's that memory association with them. It's not just I have a picture of my family that I put on my office or at my desk or whatever. They are people that I've got memories with. And then she left and took all the pictures. She originally thought that I could go through them and pick out some that I wanted, and then just decided, screw that, I'm taking them all. Along with my Paleo-Hebrew decipherment research, which required me to redo it all when I was able to buy another computer. So yeah, I don't think women understand that part of men, and maybe it's just me. But I get blamed for being just like other men who may or may not be framed. I don't know. I wanted to hang out with women all my life, and so I was alone. But yeah, the concept of collecting women's fashion is for women's fashion. And I don't have that memory attachment with any of them. You know, the Daisy Duke one with Jessica Simpson and the other original Daisy Duke. Yeah, there's a memory association with the TV shows and the movies that they were in. But that's as far as it goes. I still don't know them. So Nancy Drew, if you remember me talking about Nancy Drew. Yeah, I like her. She's a redhead. Of course I like her. Redheads go back to my childhood. but I don't know her. And so, yeah, it was sweet. Jasmine did a video with Nancy Drew. That was awesome. But I would rather have a woman of my own to make memories with. But that's the sad reality of my life. So, such is the way it is. She goes on to say, he looked at them too. He just told me so. That must be a normal boys thing. Jasmine, no, the regular Sears catalog had the women's underwear and swimsuits. The Christmas catalog, no, it was harmless. There's nothing in there. Just that first time ruined it for me, so the other catalogs meant nothing to me. It was just unfulfilled dreams and the bad memory of not getting anything for Christmas that one year. And so, yeah, no women's fashion in those per se. It was mostly merchandising stuff and toys. And so, if that's what James told you, James, come on, you're married. You're in a relationship. I assume you're married. It's an interracial couple. Maybe you're just living together. I don't know. But you do need to be honest with each other. You're in a relationship. It's not a time to keep secrets from each other. Just saying. But, you know, what do I know? I had 2 failures. And gabillions of Mormon girls who also rejected me. So what do I know? She says, I forgot the pink outfit pic. I will send that shortly. Yeah, that was the email I got. Thank you. That was awesome. The missionaries came on Tuesday and Sunday. I am 28 years old. Typically, women don't announce that. That's cute. Because it's right at the middle of where a woman conceals her age, not wanting to be seen as too young, but at the other extreme of not wanting to be seen as too old. So cute. But yeah, that also illustrates the abuse in our society towards women. That women feel ashamed and embarrassed and lie and hide and deceive because of the insecurities put upon them by abusers. The missionaries think because of my studying that I'm actually going to join. What? They told you to read, ponder, and pray to get the right feeling, but think you're still going to join by studying. Oh, those missionaries. They're so young. Even after all you've humiliated them with. Dear God, talk about your cognitive dissonance. So they think if I go, that James will go. Yeah, that's the whole purpose, is they don't want to separate your family. They prefer that both of you go. But for the sake of numbers, if you are the only one who wants to join, they'll kick James to the curb. Understand that. And so if you start to notice that they bring a Relief Society woman to the meetings, and there is no man accompanying her, be wary, because they're giving up on James and putting the full court press on you, Jasmine. And they're hoping, as a last desperation attempt, to put the fear into James of being left out. So be careful. I hope that they've stopped that practice after all these decades when I went. But be careful. And especially if you're just living together and not actually married, yeah, they'll more especially do that. But if you haven't told them, like you haven't told me in your comments, they may just assume that you're married. I don't know. But be careful. See, right now they're bringing guys in because they were trying to convince James, mission president, because of the boo-boo of fence sitting. I would like to say you don't need to do all the looking around like you do. Looking around? Oh, you mean doing the research for you, like the Nicodemus one? Is that what you mean? No, like I said, I created a whole playlist for you, 4 topics. I know how to tie them all together. Anything is relatable. Everything in life is relatable. That's why my introductions will talk about, my day and what's going on in my life, or something that I saw while out grocery shopping, or something that's going on in the news. It's all for a purpose. And even though it was 10 hours ago when I thought of it, assuming I can get it out of my mouth, you should see the connections throughout the video, connecting it all together. And so with the Nicodemus one, that was awesome. Again, just like your Jeremiah 10. It was awesome. Because there's bombshells that I get to talk about. Whereas normally, if you weren't following my videos, if you weren't asking questions, I would have never got to them. I would have never gotten to Jeremiah 10. I would have never gotten to Nicodemus. I would have instead been talking about the episode on Nancy Drew, about celebrating the Seder with the Passover. That's why I watch what I'm inspired to watch. Because technically, this is side stuff that is a distraction from working. It's to occupy my time when I have to wait for a program to run its course, like saving a video. There's some empty time, and I can't start a whole new project on these other computers because of the time allotment that's available for me. But I can sneak in more of the episode I'm watching La Brea right now. I finally got the conversion of the new Indiana Jones movie done, and so I'll eventually get to that. I missed the opportunity when I found out it was the wrong conversion the other night when I wanted to watch it. When I had the time and I was in the mood and was able to watch it. And German? No subtitles? And so, yeah, everything I do in my life, I'm able to tie it all together to the meaning of life. Everything is about it. And as you get into the book of Abraham, that's what I learned when I deciphered the remaining sign lists that Egyptologists don't provide, that are also contained in those facsimiles. Having deciphered those, I learned the actual language of the Egyptians, not the learning of the Greeks from the Rosetta Stone. And it is a visionary language. That's why there are pictures. And every hieroglyph that involves life is in there. And they teach us about life in their communications. Even sex ed is taught to us in the Egyptian writings. And this is what Egyptologists miss because of what the Greeks did with the Rosetta Stone. That was a start to try to learn Egyptian, but it's incomplete by volumes for each word. And so the Egyptian knowledge is immense. And it's all right there for us to learn if we can decipher it correctly. And so, yes, that's another big project of mine to work on that I have no idea if I'll ever get to it before I die. You know, the Paleo-Hebrew, yeah, I got the script completed and published and out as I knew I needed to get to the latter days signs in the heavens and all of the events that were to take place for the latter days, because I knew we were now in it with that solar eclipse announcement on Fox 13 News Utah, November 4th, 2016. The very last segment of the morning news show. As I still remember, in the West Valley City apartment, I heard it, came into the room where it was playing on the TV in the bedroom. And I remember that Stephanie was either cleaning the kitchen or doing dishes, whatever she was in the kitchen. And my jaw just dropped. I knew what it meant because of my education, my degrees, my publications. And so I knew I needed to do some cramming because I was focused on Paleo-Hebrew all those decades. Yeah. There was the church's threats that hid me from society, to torture me, to murder me. But aside from that, you know, but yeah, it's no big deal. But if you want, I'd let you know on the emails. You can communicate there if it's something that you're not sure if it would be something for a video, or if you need to be more expansive in your comments, that an email would be better to ask me. So it doesn't matter. Everything you ask, I can turn into a YouTube video easily. And so, yeah, you have demonstrated with James a level of intelligence that I do not see in Mormonism. I do not see Mormons with such great interest and level of intelligence. And yet you both know you don't know Mormonism. You're just learning. But you know the processes for learning. And that's the frustration that I can't get through to Mormons. And so there's technically only a small handful, and they're mostly guys, I think. I only know of guys. Women are hiding. If there are any women. But other than that, the majority of the Mormons who come attack me. Men and women alike. And so, yeah, you're able to provide me with a new manner of presentation for Mormons, which obviously the previous presentation methods have failed to convince Mormons. And so, yes, this was awesome. You've now provided me with a new method of presentation, and at the first here, it is done fairly well. I am getting more attention. The Jasmine asked questions. I used your indie outfit. Did you notice that? 47 views in 15 hours. Jasmine asked questions. LDS Missionaries getting burned. 59. And so, yeah, apparently that manner of presentation is wearing off. But in the beginning, it was working. Jasmine has a special message. Yeah, I remember that one now. 137 views in one day. Devil and Doctrine and Covenants 138, 59 views. And Jasmine Confounds LDS Mission President, 197 views. Woman investigates LDS Church by study, refuses to read, ponder, and pray. That's you. 389 views. Wasn't there one that was like 100 or so? Interracial couple, that's it. Interracial couple investigating church taught about fence sitting. It shows 1.1K. And then interracial couple investigating LDS church asks missionaries about polygamy. 871 views. And there I am crying. And so, yeah, apparently interracial couple did better than using your name. I might have to consider that, because even putting woman investigates LDS church, that did better than my normal videos too. But using interracial couple, that tells me that that's more interesting for people than using the Jasmine wording. Jasmine asked questions about Mormonism, because they clearly are not working for that title. So yeah, if I go back to interracial couple again, maybe we'll get better results. So we'll see. Let's see, I would like to say you don't mean okay with my questions. There is one particular missionary that comes, but so far he had brought 3 others with him and the prez. He's most likely the one assigned to that area, and his companions were replaced. That's most likely what happened, depending on how much time has gone by. Every month, the mission president will reassign missionaries as inspired by Jesus. And it depends on the mission president. Some mission presidents will change it up every month. Others will let missionaries stay for a couple to a few months. Others will punish some couple because they're not effective and he wants them to become effective. He's trying to give them an opportunity. So he'll keep them together for 6 months, a year. Hopefully they don't kill each other. But yeah, there's also what's called splits. And so if the 3 others were within a month or 2, yeah, that's most likely a split that was involved with the district leader or with the zone leader. And since they brought in the mission president, yeah, that could also be a likely case. So it just depends on how long ago it was when they first knocked on your door. And apparently he still is holding out for hope. Alrighty. So we'll work on that one. As I see, you also have 1, 2, 3 more. My goodness. All on the Indiana Jasmine Jones one. I was really hoping that would take off better. Saturate my email? Oh, debating with your Christian friends. Uh-oh. They're going to come after you, too, to turn you Christian. I'm already at 55 minutes. I should make this for another video. But, saturate my email, huh? James's sister. Oh, yeah. Interesting. So here I am straying on a tangent, but the story of Tamar. Yeah, that's an awesome one. Even the Jews are not wanting to open it and read it. But nope, I know all about that one. So, yep. What is to be learned from that? Yeah, much more than even the Jews know. But, alright. So, yeah, Jezebel. I want to keep going. I don't want to stop. Which is an awesome Ozzy Osbourne song, too. Learning Gematria now. Mormons, oh my God. Why are you not learning from James and Jasmine? They are now learning Jewish Kabbalah. Oh my God. Okay. I can get some of these others out of the way here. Stanford to LDS Church president ordains his unsustained son. Everybody else is getting multi-thousands of views for theirs that are misinforming the public, and boom, my bombshell exposing the real truth of what's going on. Just a few hundred. Stanford says he was busting a gut laughing with you. Good God. Had a great ab workout. It is hilarious. Somebody named Pink. So yeah, they've been listening, but converts to Catholic on the unsustained son. Dr. James White's sisters converted to Catholic. Dr. Scott Hahn, Protestant to Catholic convert. What are you doing? Edith Stein, Jewish to Catholic convert. This is not meaning anything for me. I'm well aware that people convert to other religions too. What do you mean? All converted to Roman Catholic. Again, I have no idea what you mean. You're treating me as if I'm ignorant about how religion works and its origins. And so, another comment by Pink on the same video. Mormons skipped 1850 years. Jesus said, I will be with you for all times. Matthew 28. Oh my God, it's a Christian. Not even bothering to learn what I'm trying to talk about. So, Go away. Go away. Using a cool name. Also on Unsustained Sun, men who worship men. These positions mean nothing to the living God. And your living God means nothing to me. Goodbye, Scotland. Same video, Unsustained Sun. Brian Taylor. Good sell is a bad sale. Oh, why didn't YouTube flag this one? And Deceiver. A bit creepy. Not funny, but like all of us, he's a child of Trinitarian or non-Trinitarian Jesus. Bleep you. That should have been flagged, YouTube. So I can only ban him. And adios, pobreza. Let's find out what pobreza mean from Spanish. Hasta la vista pasta, baby. Pobreza. Pobreza? Poverty? Yeah. Adios, poverty. Okay. Goodbye, poverty. On the Unsustained Sun. Kieran's net worth or work history has been scrubbed off all search engines. Well, I'm kind of surprised that his net worth would be shown, first of all. But his work history, that does seem strange. Because they should show what he'd done in his life. I mean, the news even said that his parents are still in Saudi Arabia, which is a huge scandal that they didn't even dare investigate. Saudi Arabia was in the news lately, too. It's supposed to be Wikipedia. What are you doing? Professional life. The church says has served as a member of the presidency of the 70. That's not professional life, dumbasses. That's religious life. Following 5 years in Germany in Europe area presidency, he was named senior president of the 70 in August 2021. He currently assists David A. Bednar in supervising the Middle East, Africa, Northeast area. And Elder D. Todd Christofferson in supervising the Utah area. He has lived and worked in, and so yeah, Saudi Arabia is in the Middle East. That's why they called him in, because there's business deals with Saudi Arabia, as the Saudi Arabian princess came to speak with the first presidency. And she's not going to do it to learn about the Book of Mormon or the church and stuff like that. Learn about Relief Society. No, she's here on business for her people. She doesn't give a damn about the church. It's for her people. She herself said that after meeting with other terrorists. And people were complaining. Why are you meeting with terrorists? It is for my people. That is my sole purpose. And so if the church prophets no longer serve Saudi Arabia's purpose, they will chop them up into little pieces and stuff them in a barrel at an embassy. In case you've forgotten about the Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Or forgot about 9/11. with the 2 Saudi Arabians who were the plane pilots. The United States in a range of industries and ran his own communications consultancy. Yeah, he's a communications consultant. And so I don't know what you mean by scrubbing his history, because there it is right there. I mean, yeah, it doesn't say what companies, but his civic and community involvement has included service on the boards of charities, a school, an enterprise agency, and a college. And so, yeah, it would be assumed that somewhere would have those listed. Early life and biography, church service, personal life. Should be under personal life. And yeah, they do not put it in here, do they? That's his family life. I did find, when I did that video though, of his involvement in the UK and with Saudi Arabian interests. Yeah, his first job was working as a member of parliament, for a member of parliament, and Cook was there overthrowing the government of the UK. So, yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. He was just a 70 previously. They don't really go into detail about their lives because they're not worth much. Now that he's an apostle, yeah, I can see there's a concern because now Mormons want to know about him. But I'm not seeing a scrubbing being done here. When the church was doing almanacs, they provided more information about each of the members of the 70. And Karen was in that last one that I obtained and still have with me because it was after my dad's purge of my life. But I have no idea which box it's in and would have to go through it and dig it up. But I do need to do that because 2017 is missing from my ancient Egyptian calendar collection. I do need to find that one. That's the big one. And I'm hoping for 2024 here any day now. Since we're doing a video, we'll take you on the journey with me since we're recording. Grace. That was a big scandal. Emma put it in her hymns, and Brigham took it out. Egyptian religious calendar. They show 2024, but not him. And it's still, 2023 is still at the top. And then 2015, 2021, 2019, 2020, 2018, 2014, 2017. If I need to buy it again, I need to know soon. Yeah, he doesn't have it out yet still. So frustrating. These others were put out by now. And so there's 2022, 2013, 2016. Because yeah, I got all these other ones. Just waiting for 2024, and that will complete the whole collection for the latter days, plus all the way back to 2013, which didn't really need, but I still have yet to check to see if it's got a pattern that is cyclical. Similar to every 4 years we have a leap year, that kind of a pattern. So a pattern of the same days having the same festivals and such. But, alrighty, we're done. I'm just going to delete that because I am getting some level of red flagging on this, that he's trying to push a conspiracy that's going on that doesn't exist. The Arab Saudi Arabia thing, that's where you need to focus. Because if you're not paying attention to the news, he's a terrorist. The Mohammed bin Salman. He's a terrorist. Because terrorist involves murder and all sorts of criminal behaviors. And so too many people just ignore that as our government does business with them, ignoring that he's a terrorist. So you've got your eye on the wrong ball. Alrighty. I want to get to Jasmine. You were the highlight of my life. And that's sad for me. Not for you, though. But we do need to change the title. It does appear. We need to go back to interracial couple. So, what was this that we were discussing here? Sears catalogs? Did I put it especially for Jasmine? There we go. But that interracial couple, we'll have to figure out something to get people's attention. But interracial couple was doing good. Missionaries desperate to convert interracial couple. Something like that, maybe.